and let's embark on this journey together.
No, this is Chip Matthews. Jameson doesn't come on for another hour. I'm on the radio. Ma'am, I'm on the radio. Okay, bye. And good Monday morning. I can't believe I answered the phone right there here at WYAB. And the guy goes, "Is this Jameson Haygood?" It was this lady from China or someplace. And she goes, "I need to talk to Jameson Haygood about his subscription." I'm like, "What?"
Oh,
Hold up. There you are.
oh, here I am.
There you go. There I was trying to figure out where you were.
I know. I'm trying to get a whole bunch of things going here.
Well, we're up. We're online. Clay was back in today. Good to hear him.
Yep,
He was full of it.
he was.
I mean, well, that could go two ways, right?
Yeah.
But he was strong. He was
Yeah.
coming strong.
You always feel really good coming in.
And last week when we finished the show on Friday, his show on Friday, that I could not. I was still pumped up because I'm still upset. And as it's January the 6th, and we all know what that means.
Yep,
That means that the politicians are coming back to work. They got to. I want to
they're
see.
actually all up there.
I want to see Kamala today in Washington say that we have enough electoral votes for
We do.
Trump
plenty.
well, I know that, but I want to hear her have to say it.
Yeah.
Okay. And we'll see what happens. Although Biden at the last minute is acting like he might get out of here alive and take over or whatever. I don't know. He says if I'd been running, I'd have beat him. And then he used the Lord's name in vain and said he knew more people than everybody else. And
So now he's going to burn it down.
yeah, he's trying his best to burn it down the
Yes.
way out. I've never, I've heard of them stealing the certain letters off the keyboards and stuff, but y'all, this group is scared to death of
Yes.
going home.
Yes, and he basically wrote an executive order to shut down all drilling.
I know.
I mean, and it has no teeth.
And I mean,
It's an executive order. Trump can walk.
do you
in
think
and-
those are his real teeth? Okay, but anyway. Okay.
Not his real teeth.
But look, when we last spoke to you people here on WYAB, I was screaming at the state politicians, the congressmen and the senators who live in Benny Thompson's district.
Right,
That's where we left off.
right.
And my question to all of y'all is, why is Benny going into office? And why is Benny getting elected? Why are you not pushing the drum and beating the drum for the state legislature to censure Benny? Why are we not getting another candidate as a Republican Party, all of you people that are Republicans in that district? And I'm talking about the leadership in each county. I'm talking about the leadership of the state. Why aren't you working on getting somebody ready? Because let's put it, if Benny goes to jail,
Somebody's gonna have to go. in.
somebody's got to go in. And we are not ready. We're not ready. We haven't been ready with the candidate or one that the party wishes to put $1 behind. $1. I'm talking about $1. I'm talking about 50 cents. I'm talking about a penny. I'm talking about anything. They're not ready. And it's like, we want Benny. And I know we don't.
Right.
So what do we do? What do we do? How do we get you off of your butts and decide that you need to be working on your candidate in 2 years? That's number one.
Right.
Number two, right now, the whole state is going through municipal elections.
Right.
Okay. So that means that from now until the 31st, which I still haven't signed up my papers because I always do it on my birthday.
Oh, okay.
My birthday's Friday.
Oh, this coming Friday.
Yeah, I'll be
Okay.
18.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I'll
Mine.
be
At least
18.
feel like 49.
I'll be 18 again.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm going to, I'll sign up on my birthday. I'll put a post up, say, blah, I'm running for mayor again. And that's
Okay.
that.
Yeah.
Okay. But we do have people being challenged. You got Fred Shanks challenging out in Brandon, which I
Right.
think that is just great.
Right.
I think anybody that gets challenged when they run for office is a great thing.
Right.
It's the thing that needs to happen.
True.
It shows that you have civic pride and that you want to talk about the issues and you want to improve the community.
Right.
You know, it doesn't mean that the guy before you did a bad job or was doing a bad job. It just means that you believe that you can do it better.
Right.
And that's a good thing.
Correct.
That opens up all the issues. So I'd like to see that. And I saw where someone, was that you that posted or somebody posted that a lady that was running for mayor has decided to run for another seat.
It was not me.
Well, it must have been Clay. She's running for a seat in the city council of Jackson.
Really?
Which I'm sure there's going to be plenty of
Who
them.
will she be running against?
I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know
okay.
nothing about Jackson other than
Well,
it's corrupt, it's
right.
criminal. It's the number one per capita for bigger cities.
Right.
But Canton has actually got a bigger crime rate than Jackson.
Right.
So
We were actually down last year too.
down what? Down
Jackson
what?
was down in the number of murders, and we still are number one. We didn't have.
I don't know if that you want a bozo button.
Well, no, I'm just saying it's so bad that even with as we reduce, we're still top dog on amount of murders per capita.
Corinthian Sanders. Clay just sent it to me.
Okay,
Okay, he's running.
but who is she? Is she gonna,
It's a he.
Oh, it's a he.
It's a he.
Okay, well,
Okay.
let's see. We need somebody to run against Virgie Lindsay.
Running for city council, Bellhaven area.
Bellhaven. Well, that is Virgie Lindsay.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
and she's I think she runs as no, she's actually a Democrat.
Okay.
Well, good.
Okay.
Glad to hear
That's
that.
good. Primary them all because they've all.
Well, I'm assuming that Corinthian is a Democrat when
Well, my other
that's
side.
not necessarily
Well,
true for him,
Well, let's look at it this way. Everybody in Jackson
right?
that needs to be primary, everybody that's been a part of the last administration and didn't say something
Well, didn't say
as they
something.
see things. I
Right.
mean, you should be primaried.
Right.
You.
There are two that I will fully get behind.
Well, I
Exactly.
understand. I understand that, but what I'm
Ashley
saying.
Foote and
But
Kenny
what?
Stokes.
But I'd also say
Everybody
this.
else,
I say this to say this. All these people in Congress
right?
that have known that Biden was not running America.
Right.
Okay.
Like
You
I said,
you were a part of the fraud.
They were.
All these administrative people were a part of the fraud.
Oh, administrative. Yeah. I agree
Oh
on
no,
that.
the elected too.
Okay. So you're talking about the council members. As
I'm
well.
talking about
Yep.
everybody in Washington knew it. And
Oh,
slowly
yeah.
you're watching the media like NBC interviewing Schumer, and they threw that bone out there. You knew that he was crazy and he
Yeah.
wasn't all there. And
I had the local news on this morning, and it rolled over to the Today Show.
yeah.
And it's funny when they show footage of what was going on January 6th. It wasn't Trump supporters and American flags. It was a bunch of people dressed in all black. So who would that have been? That would have been Trump. And they were the ones busting the windows.
And the FBI had 26 operatives
Yes, they did.
working the crowd.
And a lot of them were telling people, go inside, go inside. The barricades were opened by Capitol Police. And then all of these people were urging, let's rush the Capitol. That big tall guy, what was his name that did that? They had video of him.
Well, I don't.
Y'all rush the Capitol. Come on, let's
They
go
were
in.
all. They were all.
Right.
They was all set up.
And I'll tell you from watching it live, the Trump supporters were trying to stop those people that were breaking windows, saying, don't break windows. And this morning, Liz Cheney knew full good and well that Trump asked for 10,000 National Guard. And then she got up and lied and said that
you can't say something bad about Liz Cheney on my show.
Why not?
Huh? Or Benny Thompson.
Oh, well, seriously. I'm like, what?
They got the second highest accommodation in the United States of America.
Like I said, she didn't look so happy.
Well, I mean,
and now he, of course, blew it out the water by the next, 10, 15 that he gave the highest honor to.
Well, if it didn't come with the pardon, she didn't need to take it.
Well, she didn't look so happy taking it up there either.
Well, I mean, you lie down with dogs, you wake up with dogs. And that's exactly what Liz Cheney has done.
And I would encourage everybody to go out there and find Molly Hemingway, who is the editor-in-chief of the Federalist. And she was talking about yesterday about all the things that Cheney should be. She was on Sunday Morning with Maria Bartiromo on Fox, but she's also, I'm sure, got it on the Federalist.com. She was talking about all the things that Liz Cheney did that was very wrong.
Well, let's put it this way.
Breaking laws.
When you can be Liz Cheney and you're the son or daughter of Dick Cheney.
Exactly. And who was Dick Cheney?
And who is Dick Cheney?
Dick Cheney
is the puppet master behind Bush.
The warmonger of the Bush administration.
Halliburton, blah, blah, blah.
And are we starting to realize that all these wars are fought so that they can throw money over into Europe and then?
Well, everybody realizes. I mean, everybody realizes that war is only fought to help the economy of those people. But there's a new world order of how to spend money.
Right.
And that's in AI.
Right.
And in the global market that is about to occur. That's why Elon has built that giant supercomputer in Memphis, Tennessee.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's probably because the cheap, no sales tax up there, lower taxes. We can't, you legislators, you could have had that. All they had to do is drop it down about a mile or two and it'd have been in Mississippi. But no, you people can't decide what to do. You ever want to talk about Medicaid and Medicare and not cutting taxes and reducing the size of the government, and y'all better get on it and start fixing it. We're going to make sure that we give out telephone numbers whenever you've got bills up and whenever things are happening. You're going to get tired of your phone ringing, and I thank you. We're going to take a break. We'll be back here on the Chip Matthews Show with Chip Matthews and Taylor Turcotte on WYAB. Taylor Turcotte on WY.
103.9 WYAB.
Oh, you don't have headset on for this.
Belongs to you.
You can't hear it.
Card and pay into it. So it's only fair for you to expect to get the money you've earned to help cover living expenses and bills, and not for politicians to use as a piggy bank. That's why AARP is fighting to protect your Social Security so you get what you earn. Learn more.
So you need
AARP.org/you-earned-it. That's AARP.org/you-earned-it. Paid for by AARP.
At Game Room Gallery in Ridgeland, we stock a large selection of arcade video game tables with 60
And this
classic
is
games. Game Room Gallery is Central Mississippi's largest pool table, bar stool, and game room supplier. We can create customized bar stools for kitchen and game room. We offer a full array of pool table services. Come by our showroom today and start having fun tomorrow in your new game room. Come see the Game Room Gallery advantage. Visit us online at gameroom-gallery.com. GameRoom-gallery.com. The name means family, friends, and familiarity. And it's just as enjoyable in the sweet location in Livingston. Whether you're coming in for a weeknight lunch or for drinks after work,
what's the second one?
Looking for a special place to take that special someone, check out Martin's Livingston on Facebook for the live music schedule and specials, or martinslivingston.com. Martin's, a legendary name. Livingston, a new location. Enjoyable always.
Greetings. I'm Dr. Benny Tate, president of the
Now
Congregation.
what I need to do is figure out how to be live, then take this recording while it's live and drop it over into the, when we go to break, drop it over into a stream on one of the channels and take another one, put it up.
And be sure and listen every Sunday morning at 7:30 a.m. for our weekly program, Apples of Gold.
I had me split screen on here yesterday.
Here on
Two screens.
103.9 WYAB. You won't get your life referred to as running a race. This thing
Oh,
can be
my
set for
computer.
financial planning and investing. Think of Wheeler Parker as your track.
I split screen on my computer,
Wheeler Parker provides
and I couldn't get out of it. So then I was realizing that I could do some stuff that I want. So if I pull this up in the editing program on the other side, I could take it and
Life's a race. It takes money to run it well. And whether you're just out of the blocks or approaching the finish line, Wheeler Parker is here for the journey. Wheeler Parker, financial advisor, 601-607.
the problem in the tutorials, I can't follow. I'm an idiot.
In today's
I
world,
just have
there's
to-
a
I
lot
have
of
to play with
confusion
it
all
more.
around us, but you should know the eternal truth is found in Jesus Christ. Every Sunday
I do
morning at
better when I
7,
play
that
with it
eternal
alone.
truth is explored in the scriptures on the Methodist Bible Hour USA with Gary Bryden, an ordained minister of the Association of Independent Methodists. Hear thoughtful study of the scriptures, insightful thoughts, and special music on the Methodist Bible Hour USA every Sunday morning at 7 on 1039 WIAB.
When love requires a gift, nothing says better than offering.
And
Since
plug in
1920, we've been
frequencies,
part of your
music
family.
at a
From
certain
weddings and
frequency,
anniversaries to
healing
holidays, we've been there for
frequencies,
every special occasion.
meditation
At Albritton's, we value your
frequencies, and all
trust.
these
Every
different
gift, whether large or small, is a
focus
reflection
and
of our commitment to
positivity.
quality and excellence.
You want to get on
There's
one
a
of the
reason we're
healing
still
ones and
Mississippi's
and
full-life diamond
let it
merchant.
run at
Let
night
us
while
show
you're
you
sleeping.
why.
Because
All
it's
Ring
supposed to
Jewelry,
sleep
4460
on top of.
Old Canton Road in
I was
Jackson.
listening to him every night when I was looking for trying to heal my hip.
Are you looking for an HVAC company that cares more? Look no further than Air South Cooling and Heating. We offer 0% financing on new cooling and heating systems, whole house power generators, and water heaters. Benefit from our free consultations, 24/7, 365 emergency service, and a free service call with the repair of your system backed by our satisfaction guarantee. Call Air South Cooling and Heating today at 601-909-0881. Air South Cooling and Heating. We care more. For subject to credit approval, see airsouthnow.com for full details.
Welcome back to the Chip Matthews Show, and here is your host, Chip Matthews.
It's the Chip Matthews Show on WYAB.com. Along with, I'm Chip Matthews, Taylor Turcotte, or should I go Taylor Turcotte, Chip Matthews?
Yeah.
But anyway, we're both here.
You look
And
like
of course, you are a whack job.
I'm not a whack
You're a
job.
whack job. In the middle of this commercial break, you told me there are frequencies I need to listen to in the middle of the night
There
to make
are.
myself feel better.
Well, they're healing frequencies at certain.
If Robert Kennedy doesn't
Hurts.
prescribe it, I'm not doing it.
Well,
I'm just kidding.
everything's worth a try.
Look, I've said that for years.
Why do you think that I'm wondering if that's why they cracked all the bells and took them down, because they had a frequency to them.
So that's why you cracked all the bells.
Yeah, you remember like the Liberty Bell and
it got cracked because of the frequencies at night.
well, no, they didn't want us. They would ring the bell and those frequencies would go out to people across the town and help them. So they cracked all the bells so that you couldn't play them for the people loudly. You know what I'm saying?
You're a crackpot.
Whatever.
Okay, but whatever. We get back. Let's get back to the subject matter, because we get so little time inside our hour.
We do.
And it seems like we have so much to talk about. So let's recap.
Okay.
Okay. You people need to be worried about Benny Thompson. We need to all worry about Benny Thompson. Everybody on I-55 from Memphis, from Tennessee line to Louisiana line. If you live on the west side of I-55, that's Benny Thompson's district. And everybody that has a county, and there's 4 of the counties on the right side.
Right.
If everybody in those counties would start looking for a Republican, or somebody that'll act Republican, or somebody that, do your job. Do your job. Go out and find Republicans to get on the ballot and run for office.
Well,
Benny Thompson can be defeated. Acting like he's automatically going to be the guy in charge is insane.
Well,
that y'all sound like Kamala and Biden.
I do know the Republicans are out looking for Republican candidates for mayoral elections. Which can have as much of you take Benny out and you take all of the problems in the whole district out, but they are focusing on Republicans for mayor.
Yes, they need to, and I'm glad they're doing that.
Maybe they can, in the process, start.
But at the same time, you've got all these people
Well,
that
I feel like you're trying to make me feel guilty.
Well, no, it's all these people at the state capitol that are down there. Y'all need to be ready to censure Benny. You need to think about bringing Benny home. You need to figure out if you can knock Benny out of office, because the problem is Benny.
It is.
And then the problem of Benny is that the Republican leadership does not act like they want Benny to go anywhere.
Well,
they do and they don't.
They do.
Tate is the only one that I remember. He came out right off the bat and said, we got to get Benny out of there.
Well, Benny and Chokwe did a lot of attack on Tate when he took over the water problems.
And they got water in Jackson now.
They do have water in Jackson.
Imagine that. You have water in Jackson.
Right.
But anyway.
But there are a lot of things that we could do to hold Benny accountable.
But
if we can't
now,
vote him out.
the next subject matter.
Okay.
Okay, we're going to get back to we're going to Washington.
Okay.
Let's go to Washington.
Let's go.
It's January the 6th.
It is.
Democrats are like blah blah blah. It's a snow day.
It is.
It's a snow day at the Capitol, but
there are a lot of people there.
But they told
stay.
everybody to stay there.
Yes.
Then in Congress to where we'd have enough votes to certify the election today.
Right.
So we're going to get that done. But and I hope we get that done. I don't know how many you got to have there that day.
Trump won the popular vote and the electoral count. So I don't see how they
But you have to get them certified.
Right.
And then we're doing
exactly.
then they're doing the big bill. And you've got some Republicans saying, no, we need to do 2 bills. And he goes, no, let's put it all into one. They said, no, we need to pass border security and we need to pass this and we need to pass this immediately.
Okay.
But Trump's saying, let's put it all in one because he knows that they will pass half of it and then hang up on the other half. Right. He knows. Yeah. He knows. That's how you negotiate. You just say, we'll just do it and do it all.
Exactly.
You're going to raise the limits. You're going to do this. You're going to do that. We're going to cut the government. We're going to get these people. Yeah. We'll do it all in March. That's fine. Yeah. Let's get ready.
Get it done.
Okay. And then he'll executive order.
Wipe out
when he comes into office. And how long before we do Biden's funeral? Because we know he's dead. The man's been dead the whole time.
Yeah.
I mean, Biden. We could have saved money. Right now, we could have talked to Elon and said, okay, we need to go ahead and do the Jimmy Carter funeral at the same time when we're doing the Biden and do the Biden funeral. Get it all over with at once.
I don't want to get too aggressive with that because I have very certain thoughts about Biden and what he has done. I mean, he's a criminal.
The guy that you see doing the speeches, they're aligned with
to prop him up.
They're aligned with Hollywood. So what if they can't drug up the real Biden to stand up there?
Right.
They bring in an actor.
Well, and of course, we all know they can do masks that are basically look just like him. I mean, and you want to call me crazy, but there have been a few pictures that look like his mask is coming off and where he has a dent in his chin and then he doesn't have a dent.
It's like the mask I wear. I'm wearing a mask.
No, you're not.
Yeah, I'm really Kim Wade.
Yeah.
I'm Kim Wade. I'm Radio Strong.
Yep. Well, I mean,
sometime in the afternoon I'll wear his mask, and I'll come on his show.
Yeah.
And I'll be Kim Wade.
I wonder if maybe they'll be
like last week.
I mean, the Democrats may try to kill him when he comes out. We all know that Hillary will take him out in a snap.
Or the clay mask last week.
Oh, you did.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well.
Okay, but anyway.
Because Hillary got a medal this weekend too, and she looks like a Barbie doll. Her teeth are all white, and I mean, her hair is twice the size of her head.
Hold on just a second.
Okay.
Hillary looks like a Barbie doll.
If you see her Saturday, whenever he gave her the meeting, which Hillary Clinton she would completely change her look. Whatever they told her. Well, whatever they told her that the people wanted to see is when they went out and did all of their focus groups, they would come back and Hillary would change however she needed to. Well, now she's got a bouffant that looks like a football helmet, to quote Steel Magnolias, and then she's got these super white teeth. So I mean, she looks as much like she's got on a mask as well. And
Do you think that she still hangs out with Bill? Do you ever see the two together?
Have you seen Bill lately? He looks like he is almost dead.
Well,
I mean, his eyes are sunken in, and he has got horrible.
Well, I mean, if you had been caught doing everybody else, and then you didn't divorce Hillary, and Hillary said you had to stay at home, then all you want to do is sit there and die. You know that.
Well, he didn't want to be around Hillary. He didn't want to be around.
He didn't
Hillary
want to
when he was in the White House.
You know, it just amazing that power couple just never were a couple.
Yeah,
they were separate.
Well, if you want to look at theories, a lot of people think that she picked him specifically because she knew that she knew as a woman she was not going to be able to be elected, so she went out and found herself a husband that she could get elected and control.
I thought you said that would work. She couldn't get elected.
Back when she and Bill first got together,
right?
Like when she specifically targeted was looking for a man because she knew that she would not be able to be elected in the near future, so she would get a man elected, her husband first, and then get herself elected after that as the first lady.
So Bill basically
Was a patsy.
Was
a puppet.
He was a patsy and a puppet. We knew he was a. We don't know about pedophile, but we know he was a womanizer, and he got. So she trapped him.
Well, she
trapped
Hillary
him.
Clinton specifically went out looking for a husband that she could control and get to be president.
So she sexually trapped him, gave him all the trappings that he needed to keep him around long enough. You know, I mean, you know how Democrats work. You know how they work.
I know.
Bill had everybody knows that Bill had a crutch or a flaw.
Right.
He couldn't turn it down.
Well, but I'm not going to hang a man just because of that. I mean, there are a lot of good men who run around on their wives, and I'm not going to judge because I don't really know what their wives are doing to them to force them to run around. But Bill Clinton did a lot of other things.
Research,
and I mean, he wasn't really, I would say, gentleman in the way that he had those women. Research.
What
do you mean?
He was researching other Democrats to see what made them work.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't.
I mean, you got to spin it.
Okay.
I mean, George Stephanopoulos would have got him out of everything.
Oh, did get him out of everything.
Okay.
Did.
Yeah.
I mean, we all knew about
until George put himself into one.
Get serious. There is a picture of Bill Clinton in a blue dress that was hanging in Epstein's apartment.
Was it the blue dress?
It was meant to be the blue dress. Yes.
Did it have stains?
You haven't seen that?
No.
He's in a chair.
I don't watch the sites you watch.
This is basic news that you should know with Epstein and what he had in his apartment, because there's another portrait of another president that everybody needs to look at and see what they think about that.
Okay. Well, here, let's get back on subject. We're going to take a break. Okay. We're going to come back and talk about Soros. George Soros. Man with money and power.
And a communist.
Okay. We'll be back. He good friends with Benny Thompson.
Oh, he's good friends with Jody Owens.
Jody Owens. That's really close to home.
It is.
We'll be back in just a minute on the Chip Matthews Show on WYAB.
We'll be back in just a minute on the Chip Matthews Show.
1039 WYAB.
Rare coin prices have exploded in the last 3 years. Hard Asset Management, one of the world's largest precious metals and rare coin dealer firms, makes recommendations on what to buy for collectors who know what they're looking for. We can make strong recommendations.
What do you need?
In areas that we feel have the strongest potential for
What's loud?
Growth.
What's loud?
844-465.
Yeah, the headset turns up. Do I need to turn it down?
Y'all come see us at Flora Animal Hospital. We're a trusted hometown vet. We offer a wide variety of veterinary services, including boarding. Dr. Kaylee McCary is a Madison County native who has been serving the Flora community and surrounding areas since 2013. She leads our team of highly trained and compassionate women. We are located at 740 Highway 49 in the County Exchange Plaza. Call us today at 601-879-3222. At Flora Animal Hospital, we treat your pets like our own.
CBS News Brief. Washington, D.C. is getting blasted by a rare snowstorm. It dumped as many as 8 inches so far. This man relieved to step inside.
It was difficult to walk from the building into the station, but I think it's a sign of the new year. It's very good for agriculture, so I'm not complaining.
President-elect Trump's lawyers have asked a judge in New York to pause Friday's scheduled sentencing in Mr. Trump's hush money case. Former federal prosecutor Lori Levinson.
He has asked for a stay, a halt temporarily on that sentencing while he goes to the Court of Appeals and claims that his conviction is unfair.
Security tight on Capitol Hill, where lawmakers will certify results of the 2024 presidential election this January 6th. D.C. Metro Police Officer Daniel Hodges, who was beaten during the Capitol attack, will be...
There's a point where you need to think about it.
CBS News Brief. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
Well, I don't.
Whoever's going to be, whoever's going to run,
and technology.
it's
That
got to be
includes
decided in
surveys.
the
Hi, I'm Dr.
before the
Carrie
legislature
Snyder
goes
with
out.
Home Hearing Healthcare. Our
And March.
audiologists help you navigate all the options to ensure
Where
you
everybody
select the best hearing
can
aids for your
be on
lifestyle,
board.
budget, and cosmetic preference. Whether you're in a crowded
Because you got a
restaurant
year
or sitting
at that
in
point.
church,
You got a year
Home
and
Hearing
year and a half
help you hear
to
what
the
is most
election.
important,
18
no matter
months.
where you are. Visit homehearinghealthcare.com to schedule an appointment.
Looking for the perfect spot to unwind with friends and family? El Patrio Mexican Restaurant is calling your name. With locations in Florida.
Well, even if you're primary, you got to win.
El Patrio is the cozy family-owned gym where great food meets great times. Enjoy El Patrio.
See, I think being primary is good. I think being primary is good.
I realize that, but
Indulge
if I
in their
could,
authentic
if I'm
Mexican dishes
primary by
prepared with
somebody
love
who's
and served in a warm,
actually,
family-friendly atmosphere.
see,
Come to El
you
Patrio.
complain about the
Taste
Republicans
traditions.
getting
El
behind
Patrio,
somebody.
family,
Ella
flavor, and fun
and
come together.
the boy, that costs a
Craving
lot of
something
money.
Oh, I
It
know.
costs a lot of money
Mansion
during
restaurants
primary,
where
and
your
if
taste
they're
buds
really
hit
not
the
going to
jackpot.
get
Join us
in,
for happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m.
like
where your
other
wallet
people
will
in
thank you
other
and your stomach will
districts,
sing.
they
Indulge in
really,
half
they
price
get
wood
in for the
fire
wrong
pizzas.
reasons,
Come
and then
pay
they
full
call,
price
they
for half
show
the
up the
fun.
day
And
of
for just
qualification and
$5
don't
under our
give
private
the
barrel
Republicans
bourbon
anything,
pits.
but then
That's
expect
right,
the
luxury
Republicans
on
to
a
run
budget.
primary
Plus,
for them.
beat the heat with our frozen drink
And I
special.
mean,
Tropical
Frank
escape
told me
without the
beginning of
travel
the year
expenses.
last year that
Make
they were
your
out
way
of
to the
money,
manship.
that
For
they
happy
just
hour
filed a
isn't
whole
just
bunch of
a time, it's
lawsuits
an experience.
against the Democrats
Looking
because the
to
Republican
elevate
Party
your
doesn't
ride,
really
Western
have.
Automotive and
It seems like the
Trump
lawyers
have you covered.
that file
From rugged
lawsuits
bumpers
for the
Yeah.
Republican Party
step
Yeah.
bars,
would
Western's
do it
top-notch
pro bono.
accessories will transform your truck
Yeah.
into a head turner. X Pro
The
Truck,
Democrats
we
hit them
specialize in custom
constantly, and
installations.
they're
Follow your vision
able to
to
hit
up.
them back,
Visit
but I
us
never
today
heard
for
that they
expert
were,
advice and
what they
unbeatable
were doing.
deals.
But
Western Automotive and
Uh,
Rex Pro Truck, where your truck's potential comes
Everybody
alive.
always
if people
says,
would get behind me, I would do it, but I'm not
Trucks
running
live
on
here.
my own with no help except myself and my best friend.
Welcome back to the Chip Matthews Show, and here is your host, Chip Matthews.
and we're back on the Chip Matthews Show here on WYAB. Chip Matthews, Taylor Turcott, and our music there from Tiny Tim. Do you realize that it's public domain now? We don't get hit for that. Tiptoe Through the Tulips went,
How long does it take to get eminent domain on it?
I don't know, 50 years, 100 years, whatever.
Huh.
Also, Popeye is available.
Oh,
So that means you could see actual Popeye in the Popeye's commercials, and there's nothing you can do about it.
oh, well,
Public domain. Great place.
what, Popeye's chicken?
No.
Oh.
Public domain.
Oh, yes, it is.
Popeye's chicken. I'm still a KFC guy.
Well, so am I, but their sandwich is really good.
What's
Their
that?
chicken,
It's chicken on a bun.
yeah, but it's really good.
That's just like saying the Chick-fil-A sandwich is the greatest sandwich in the world.
Well, it's
Which
better than that
it
one,
has
in my
gotten
opinion.
great hype. But I am sure Robert Kennedy's going to go in there and find out what secret ingredient they're making you want that sandwich. It is 2 pieces of bread with no sauce and a pickle and a piece of chicken fried.
Right.
And they're making more money than anybody in the world.
Well,
No, they make more money.
Chick-fil-A or Popeyes?
Chick-fil-A.
Well, I'm talking about Popeyes. I think Popeyes sandwich is better than any. When they finally came out with that sandwich, it's
That's
better.
hype.
I love it. I've had it,
They got into your head.
and it's
They
huge.
got into your head.
It was huge
They got
compared
in
to
your
what you get.
they got in your head.
Popeyes got in my
Yeah,
head.
yeah, yeah. They were in one of your nightly streamings that make you healthy. They were going
Well, see,
Popeye's chicken, Popeye's chicken.
I actually don't like Popeyes chicken. It's too greasy, but the sandwich is really good. Sandwich is
Does
really
it have the chicken on it?
yeah, it's a fried chicken breast sandwich, just
Okay.
like Chick-fil-A.
Nothing, okay.
But
Nothing,
it's breaded with Popeyes instead of whatever Chick-fil-A does.
nothing wrong. Nothing wrong with chicken breast sandwich.
Yep.
Okay.
Their pickles are better too.
Okay. Breast
Moving
and pickles.
on.
Okay, let's move on from breast and pickles and go to
George Soros.
George Soros.
Look
and
up,
George
y'all
Soros
need to start
Jr..
looking at George Soros. Look back at his history back with the Nazis. I said communist, but he's actually a Nazi.
Nazi.
Yes, from
Okay.
back in the day.
So he's Nazi, but he gets along with Russia too, right?
Well,
Or China. He's China.
He's with the globalists. He's in Europe. He is in I think he's more associated with Europe than.
And he made all
Russia
his money
and
off of the European dollar, right?
Right. And up until not too long ago, he was considered the richest man on the planet.
Until our boy Elon showed up.
Well, yeah, I think he may have been beaten out, but he is behind all the political.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I can't believe that he actually showed his face in public. He doesn't show his face very often.
Yeah, he reminds me. I'm trying to think of what person in a Batman or Superman that hides and then comes out. But
The Penguin.
Well, I don't know. It's like, for instance, Lex Luthor.
Right.
He is like the Lex Luthor of the political world.
He is. He's got money behind everybody. He's got money, I'm sure, behind Benny.
And you go,
Just was in cash.
How does the Joker and all these fund these things? It's George Soros.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
And his son now.
And it's
Look up George Soros.
Or what's the guy in The Spy Who Shagged Me?
The
evil one, Dr. Evil.
Dr. Evil.
Dr. Evil. Dr. Evil.
Yep. He is that, and he's getting a presidential.
He got a presidential.
Have we noticed that all of these awards, all the ones that Barack Obama gave out, it's all the Hollywood people?
Well,
I mean,
Hollywood shows up.
One Mississippi civil rights advocate, but that's posthumous. She's not alive anymore.
Fannie Hamer. Well, I want to say, the thing is, she was at the convention in 1961.
Right.
Is that right?
Right.
And she went with I guess it was the Black Caucus or whatever. But anyway, we had two Democratic caucuses that showed up, and the United States government would not, or rather the Republican government would not decide which party to seat.
Right.
I mean,
well, I'm just saying, not that she wasn't important. I'm saying that she's one of there's very few like her that are not Hollywood or in it for vain.
Well, I mean, she was in it during the struggle, and that's the fact.
She should have gotten it.
But
okay.
But the rest of
there's like 15, 16 people, and you've got one or two like her that actually would deserve.
But they gave it to The Godfather too, right? Didn't Robert De Niro get one too?
Oh yeah, Obama gave one to Ellen DeGeneres, to Oprah, to Tom Hanks, to
So this was a gay award.
It's a Hollywood award.
Oh, same thing.
This is basically like the. There was one champion of LGBTQI or B, whatever.
Hey, did RuPaul get an award?
No, he didn't.
Not yet.
I don't have a problem with RuPaul. He doesn't want to be a girl. He doesn't want to be a woman. He likes to dress up like a woman, but he doesn't.
I am tired of the commercials for his new show.
Right.
They're running on Fox and different places. They run constantly, and you sit there and go, the new drag race.
Right.
This in drive time, we got to go back to some standards in broadcasting.
All of this stuff leads us to talk about sexuality.
Mm-hmm.
When you're talking about, that we should have gay teachers, that should be able to talk about their husbands. I don't remember many of my even.
Oh, my teacher.
They didn't about their husbands.
And we grew up in a normal world, and you didn't talk about your husband.
No, but now in pushing their platforms, they focus people to talk about sexuality, and not that I'm against gay people or anything like that. It's the perverted that they put out in public.
Well, the big thing,
do whatever you want in your bedroom, but
the big thing is they force you to raise your kid.
Talking about sexuality
at a level. Well, I'm saying, for instance, if your teacher was a man, let's say, and then they showed up to school the next day in a dress and a wig.
No. Okay.
You put the third grader, second grader, first grader, you've put them in a situation where you have to explain that as a parent. As a parent to them. And the birds and the bees wasn't supposed to happen until right before your first car date, right?
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, at least 12 before I even kind of thought about anything but mommies and daddies doing it.
There's a point where all that starts to kick in.
It does. Well, and the word that I was looking for a minute ago is deviant sexual behavior in public, to where children see parades with gay men who were not dressed.
It's like I was looking at somebody online that was upset about somebody pulled up beside them in a car.
Right.
And all they heard was profanity coming from the car next door.
Okay.
That's illegal. You can report that person. But of course, the police are going to look at you and go, and I mean, nothing against police now, but rap music with explicit lyrics.
Don't even talk to me about
and stuff
lyrics.
Like that, or any music would. I mean, I remember what we used to not be allowed to play on the radio back in the day.
Yeah.
You know,
couldn't say any of that.
And the big controversy when the Who came out with Squeezebox, that almost didn't make it.
Right.
But I mean, for instance, that was all tongue in cheek, blah blah blah. This is just
it's in your face.
Blah. I'm gonna blah blah blah, and I'm gonna blah blah blah, and you can blah blah blah, and you can blah, and you can blah, and then you can bend over and blah. Yeah. I mean, come on.
Well, and
then take your gun out and shoot him.
Well, if you look back at kind of rap music, especially as a girl looking at female rap music, and remembering when all that kind of came out, we had like Salt and Pepper.
Yeah,
and we had female rap artists that were unbelievable that wore clothing that covered them.
Well, we also had rap artists at that time that were saying, you just need to go blah, blah, blah. And I did blah, blah, blah. And I did this to so-and-so. And he can come do blah, blah, blah.
Well, but the male, basically,
I'm going to put out
Jay-Z,
I'm putting out my record, blah, blah, blah.
They started having and promoting rap artists that were naked and shaking their butts in people's faces. They wanted to get rid of the female rap like Salt and Pepper that refused to make sexuality part of their music. They wanted to be just like an artist and not a female shaking her butt. Right. Well, Jay-Z pushed all that way to where we now have people like Cardi B and the other girl that I can't think of her name right now, but they all are not dressed. It's all about sexuality, not about them performing rap anymore.
Well, I mean, it wasn't like rap was really any good.
Well,
I mean,
I think rap would have been.
No, I'm talking about the music.
Cherry I'm
talking about the music. The music as a format destroyed rock and roll.
It did.
But it didn't destroy rock and roll, really. Rock music is still there and still surviving and lying right now there waiting for its next thing. And then the borderline artists went over to country and country blew up. And then you see the rap influence on country now. Right. But the rap influence was a culture that the Democrats got a hold of and figured out how to embed it everywhere to where they were in control.
Right. Well, and there are new theories coming out now that the music actually has messages behind them.
Yes, it's always music has always had messages.
I mean, spelling is formed of spells. So if you use certain music, if you run it backwards, then you're sending out. People are still processing that message, even though it's going backwards. So you're engaging in these satanic rituals or like whatever.
The album that you turned backwards and it said "Turn Me On, Dead Man."
I don't know which one that one. No. Stairway to Heaven is one.
Yeah.
Jay-Z's got a lot of them.
Okay.
Jay-Z has a lot of them.
Okay. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back on this cold, bitter cold day at WYAB. Bitter cold day.
103.9 WYAB.
This is Jack. Steakhouse is my staple in fried dining in Jackson, Mississippi. Dad has long since desired to become alongside him. And now that I'm here, I would like to invite you to experience our family tradition of our hospitality, sizzling steaks.
And what you have to do is learn when you're in your headset. When you're spiking the meter. When you want to yell, you got to get off of it for the effective yelling without broadcasting.
601-956.
See, I see the meters over here. But then also here, when it flats out, because what happens is the microphone, the way the microphone's made, this microphone has direct on the end. And what Daryl didn't tell you, because Daryl doesn't know, it has a roll off. So when you have the pea popper on here to help with the peas, you're not getting the benefit of the roll off. So really, this is the only part of the microphone. If the mic was, if we were using them like this, for the RE20, that's all what we need. But when you put this on here, you're muffling the roll off. So that means when you scream, you don't get it. Where when this is off, it rolls off and picks up more. It also picks up more when you're not.
Monday through Friday, and 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Saturdays.
When we're talking,
Your bank, your plus.
and you don't have to get right up on them.
bankplus.net. Member FDIC.
Grizz Nation, join Jared, Dez, and your Memphis Grizzlies.
It's like this microphone
January 9th
is
at
great.
7 p.m. when your Grizzlies host the Houston Rockets on Mentor Night.
Here.
Arrive early, as the first 3,000 fans will receive a Grizzlies Mentor t-shirt. Secure your tickets today by visiting Grizzlies.com.
You don't need it.
That's
That's
Grizzlies.com.
and then I have other.
The best New
I got
Year's
1,000.
resolution of all.
I probably have
New
really,
ride at
honestly,
Mazda of Jackson,
500
like
miles.
the all-new CX-90, the largest SUV
Drum
that Mazda
sets,
offers. A 3-row SUV
a lot of
with
music,
seating for
everything
up
I
to
got.
8, multiple convenient power outlets,
We used to be able to
and
set up
available
3 bands, and I owned all the gear on stage.
90 days
You know,
to
microphones and
reverse
everything.
payment. 15 models start at 0% financing for 36 months. Mazda of Jackson has a huge pre-owned car inventory with rates starting at 4.99% with approved credit and down payment. Shop now in person, I-55 Frontage Road,
Never
or
know.
at MazdaofJackson.com.
Malone is a company in motion.
I have $1 million worth of
To
sound gear.
improve the way the roofing industry operates and is perceived.
That's not worth $1
In
million
commercial
anymore.
and residential roofing, metal walls,
I
and
mean, because
maintenance.
it's.
Malone leads the highest quality materials delivered with
But then again, if I ever want to go back,
expertise or construction. At
I can open up
you
tomorrow
found
anyway.
your roofing and metal walls.
And all I need to do
Malone
is
has proven
find me a
for
building for
generations
$1,500 a month, set it up,
protecting people and what
start making
matters to
$100,000 a
you.
week.
More info at ecmalone.com.
That's the way it works.
Hometown Hardware in Flora has the new addition to Hometown Rental, ready to rent you the tool to make your next project as painless as possible. Hometown Rental has gas-powered steel outdoor power products for rent, chainsaws, pole saws, weed trimmers, blowers, and pressure washers. And to keep your lawn in tip-top shape, we can rent you a
He had the
zero-turn
club.
mower, lawn edger, or bed saw.
What?
For your
Yeah.
next DIY home improvement project, Hometown Rental will even rent you Milwaukee battery power tools, impact drivers, drills, grinders, reciprocal saws, and nail guns. All of these tools are always available to purchase, but sometimes rental is just a better option. As for large equipment, Hometown Rental has multiple sizes of post holders, tillers, chippers, trenchers, and mini excavators.
Yes.
On these pieces of equipment, rental is
South
certainly a
Street
better
Live,
option than
whatever.
purchasing, considering they're just not used that often. Call Hometown Rental today to book the tool for your upcoming project. We're located at 1085 Highway 49 North in Florida. Our number is
Well, what's his name,
601-879-0402. That's 601-879-0402.
I can't remember his name.
Welcome back to the Chip Matthews Show, and here is your host, Chip Matthews.
And we're back on a Monday here on the Chip Matthews Show. Taylor Turcotte, Chip Matthews. What?
Freezing cold.
Freezing cold outside.
Yeah,
That it's all in your head. But remember, the world is we're having global warming issues.
Oh yeah.
We're in global warming. It'll never be cold again.
Oh yeah. That's why they're forecasting snow down here. It's been freezing.
You know, when I was born in 1962, there was 3 feet of snow on the ground.
Yep.
And I've heard other stories where it was 5 or 6.
Right.
But
I had an ex-boyfriend that told me that we think way too much of ourselves to think that we can have that kind of an effect on this planet.
Well,
to affect the climate.
Well, you got to look at it this way: the world evolves. You know,
Right.
It's like Noah's Ark.
Right.
Okay, Noah's Ark. We put 2 of everything on there.
Correct.
And everybody always goes, "What about the dinosaurs?" I go, "Well, they wouldn't fit.
They weren't.
That's why they're
weren't.
extinct. That's why they're extinct now, because they would not fit on the ark."
I think they had died millions of years before that.
No,
The
that's not-
dinosaurs were still on the planet
With
when
2
Noah was.
Heck yeah! Were you
Right.
here? Okay.
Well, I'll agree with you. I don't really believe anything I haven't seen with
Think
my
about
eyes.
it. Think how much bigger it would have had to been.
Right.
It was already big.
Right.
But it had to been bigly.
Right.
Where you could put the Tyrannosauruses.
Right.
I mean, it's just that. We took the frogs. We thought maybe they'd grow up.
Were there any snakes on the ark?
Yes. And you being a woman, you're always going to bring up snakes. The next thing you're going to do is offer me an apple. And say, Chip, have an apple a day. Have an apple a day. Yeah.
I believe that. An apple a day keeps the doctor away.
Yeah.
And
it also kicks you out of the Garden of Eden.
Well, some people say that it was not actually an apple, it was a pomegranate. If you
just like a woman to change the story.
Just like a man to change the story in the Bible, like was done so many times by King James Version. There are a lot of stuff that he changed.
He was the king.
A lot of stuff that he left out.
Okay, and you know that he left it out.
Well, I'm seeing it today.
Okay.
They found a bunch of scrolls.
Scrolls. Okay.
In a cave.
Scrolls in a cave.
Mm-hmm. There were a lot of writings. Should have been included. A lot of books of the Bible that were not included.
Well, we know that the evil people of the world were vegetarians. Because the caveman never drove. He never put up, when he does his little wall art, hieroglyphics, what do they call them? Is that what they call them? Holographic? Whatever.
I think so.
There's never any pictures of them attacking a plant. It's always them with an arrow going after a buffalo or a meat source.
Right.
Protein.
Right.
Caveman.
Right.
Beef. It's what for dinner.
Yep.
I don't know. So that's that.
Yep.
Okay, so let's talk about what's going to go on today. So they're going to meet down at the Capitol today. They're swearing in the Supreme Court Justice today. Okay. Jennifer Branning and the other person, they're all getting sworn in today.
Nice.
That's nice.
Yay, Jennifer Branning.
And so that's going on, and then we're going to get our legislature in place, and
right.
And then at the end of this week, we have the NEC meeting at the Coliseum, or the Trademark.
Okay.
They're both the same building now, but where they you can go meet with the lawmakers and all of that, and business people of the community.
Okay.
And see what they got in mind. And if they're not telling you anything about AI and power plants and more power, then they're lying to you. Because that's all it's going to be about, is how much power can we put out. I mean, we got to be able to make the power in order to live in the AI world and in the new world that Elon and everybody is creating.
And people forget that if we are energy independent, that means that the rest of the world can go to crap around us and we will be okay.
Yeah.
But we have to start drilling.
You got to drill, baby, drill. Switch. Yeah, but we're fixing to put in some nuclear plants here and there, and this, that, and the other, and power up the world. Yeah. We got to change the way of the grid. We got to change the way we do everything. And look at it this way: America's been great for a long time, and we're not talking about the laws. We're talking about the physical structure of America. Things have to change.
Yes,
we've got to go back to being to where we work together, to where we like our neighbors, we keep up with our people. We all work to help raise our kids. I'm not talking about it takes a village. I'm talking about it takes Andy Griffith. I want you to, you want to make sure your kids are respectful of others and yes, ma'am, and no, ma'am, and what they want to do. Come on. We got to get back to some basics.
We do.
Of life.
We do.
Let's go to Lukenbach, Texas. Never mind. Anyway.
I agree. I think with this Congress, we need to tear DC all the way down to the ground.
And then DC
rebuild it.
And if DC is going to get torn down, Mississippi, you legislature showing up now, don't get caught with your pants down. Actually, do something. Start shrinking our government. Give money back. Tate said there's $900 million there to give back. Give it back.
Yep.
Give me my money back. The government has no money. You don't have money unless you get it from us.
Right.
Okay. We'll be back tomorrow morning, bright and early, 9 o'clock.
Yep.
Right here on the Chip Matthews Show here on WYAB with Taylor Turcotte. Say goodbye.
Goodbye. Y'all have a great day.
And I'm Chip Matthews. See ya.
Taylor Turcotte. Say
This is Central Mississippi's stimulating.
We need like 10 hours.
You know how you get podcast on and how you get live podcast on?
Yeah.
You schedule it. You freaking just have to schedule it.
CBS News on the hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
Give me that mic.
And a blast of
You
snow
want
has
this
followed
mic.
travel from the nation's midsection to the nation's capital. In some places, including Washington, getting around a foot of snow. CBS's Megan Shin is just south of Pittsburgh.
On the interstates, it is not too bad, but we have a lot of cars on the road taking extra time.
And if we get the habit of
The
it,
storm systems knocked out power to tens of thousands in several states. CBS's Rob Marciano.
Now, Tim's coming over tomorrow afternoon to do another great episode of Madison County, Mad About Madison County.